Okay, now we will discuss about the blastocyst formation. In the previous lectures, we had studied that after ovulation, the secondary oocyte it expels. Finally, fusion of sperm and ovum occurs through various processes, through various stages like capsization, acrosome reaction, etc. And after that, finally, zygote forms. Okay. After that, this zygote, it undergoes cleavage. Cleavage means division to form two cell stage. These two cells, these are called as blastomeres. These are two blastomeres into which zygote divides. This two cell stage is arrived at 30 hours of fertilization. After that, again second cleavage occurs and forms four cell stage at 40 hours of fertilization. After that, again third cleavage occurs and 8 cell stage is arrived. Okay, and this 8 cell stage, after reaching, this is the third cleavage, this was first cleavage, this was first cleavage, this was second cleavage, and this is third cleavage. After reaching the 8 cell stage, what happens? The cells, they get arranged together by tight junction. Okay, they get arranged, they get clumped together to each other, they get compactly arranged. Okay, and this process is called as compaction. So we should know that compaction occurs at the 8 cell stage. After that, on third day of fertilization, 16 cell stage is formed. Okay, that is called as morula because it is mulberry in shape. And this morula, it reaches the uterus on fourth day of fertilization. When it reaches the uterus, its zona pellucida, it disappears, and what happens? Its cells, they get arranged themselves, they get clumped themselves and form an inner cell mass. This is uterine wall. This is uterine wall. Okay, this is uterine wall. These cells, they get arranged together and called as embryo proper or embryoblast or inner cell mass. Inner cell mass. Whereas this outer layer, it forms trophoblast, which then gives rise to placenta. Okay, clear? Okay, so this was all about the blastocyst formation. Now this blastocyst, how it gets implanted? First of all, we should know that at the time of implantation, the uterus is in which phase? Secretory phase or the progestational phase. So we know when this morula, it reaches the uterus and forms the blastocyst, which is formed on at the 4.5 day, and it implants at 6th day of fertilization. Okay, how does it gets implanted? We know that uterus has 3 layers. Outer is perimetrium, then myometrium, and innermost is endometrium. And in the secretory phase, the endometrial glands, they are very much tortuous, they are very much enormous and active and secretory in function. Okay, so now what happens? The trophoblast cells which line the whole in this part, okay, these trophoblast cells, they secrete a carbohydrate binding protein called as selectin. Okay, this selectin helps in first invasion, first adherence. Okay, after that, when it enters the uterine wall more and more, it secretes integrin. Also, the extracellular matrix here, it secretes laminin and fibronectin. These all proteins, they help in invasion and penetration of blastocyst to the uterine wall. Out of this, these three, they help in adherence, and this fibronectin, it helps in more and more migration, that is more and more invasion. Okay, so these four have the main role in the implantation.